evening, beautiful, gorgeous people of YouTube. Welcome to another Friday night stream. Welcome to 40k After Dark. And tonight's stream, I have a topic. I don't normally have a topic for 40k After Dark. It's quite rare, actually, that I have something to talk about. But I had a comment on YouTube after my guard review that I wanted to draw attention to. Now, I want to clarify straight away and immediately. I don't want any hate thrown at the commenter specifically, because I asked him a question, he answered it. It was all lovely. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just something that irked me slightly because it's something I've seen more and more and more of recently. So I want to talk about it. Now, before we get onto that, if you're new here, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining us tonight. And if you want to make sure you're notified every single time we go live, then hit the bell notification icon. A little bit of admin. I've got to do that every time now. I'm told I've got to do that every time. So yeah, this comment, right? I have nothing. I have no issues with the guy whatsoever, right? I don't want anyone to go and hate fuck him in the comment section, all right? We don't want none of that. However, he put a comment on YouTube that was straight after, or as a result of the guard review, right? Now, clearly this guy obviously doesn't know that I am a reviewer for Games Workshop and have been for like 3 years or something.
What's a shill?
Hey, well, we're getting onto that, Luce. That's part of the build up to the topic.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
So sorry.
So I think I've been a reviewer for Games Workshop products for about 3 years now. He clearly doesn't know this. This is clearly the first time he's watched one of my reviews, and he put a comment on YouTube that said, "Man, now we know you're a shill, though." Right? This word. I've seen this word bandied around a lot around reviewers in the 40k space who review content. Now, interestingly, YouTube is awash with people that review content from all different kinds of backgrounds, all different kinds of products, etc., etc., etc. But I don't think I ever see this word used as much as when I see it used about 40k content producers. So what I did is a little bit of research. I went Googling to find out exactly the definition of the word shill, etc. Right? Because for me, it just sounds like a jealous little gremlin who wants to throw some shade at you because you've got given a free product and you've been able to review it on your YouTube channel.
No.
So I found some...
Shut the front door.
I found some dictionary-based meanings of shill, okay? Some from the Oxford Dictionary, some from the Cambridge Dictionary, etc., etc. An accomplice of a confidence trickster or swindler who poses as a genuine customer to entice or encourage others. A person who poses as a customer in order to decoy others into participating, as at a gambling house, auction, confidence game, etc. And then I got in some real detail with Wikipedia. Wikipedia states, a shill, also called a plant or a stooge, is a person who publicly helps or gives credibility to a person or organisation without disclosing that they have a close relationship with said person or organisation. Shills can carry out their operations in the areas of media, journalism, marketing, politics, sports, confidence games, cryptocurrency or other business areas. A shill may also act to discredit opponents or critics of the person or organisation in which they have a vested interest. In most uses, shill refers to someone who purposefully gives onlookers, participants, or marks the impression of an enthusiastic customer independent of the seller, marketer, or con artist for whom they are secretly working. The person or group in league with the shill relies on crowd psychology to encourage other onlookers or audience members to do business with the seller or accept the ideas they are promoting. Shills may be employed by salespeople and professional marketing campaigns. Plant and stooge more commonly refer to a person who is secretly in league with another person or outside organisation while pretending to be neutral or part of the organisation in which they are planted, such as a magician's audience, a political party, an intelligence organisation, etc.
Is there
So
an urban version that's much shorter?
So the first thing we've learned from all three of these descriptions is it's 100% the wrong fucking word to use in every single circumstance, specifically on a review that I put out there, specifically says a person who publicly helps or gives credibility to a person or organisation without disclosing it. We have to disclose it by UK law. So I have to have on YouTube a little box checked that says paid promotion, despite the fact that we're not paid strictly to review these products by Games Workshop. They just send us through the product for free to review. They just send us the box and say, you will be receiving Cadia Stands box set. The non-disclosure date for this product is this date at this time. That's all we get from them. Nothing else. They don't say to us, we'd like you to talk about this and we want you to talk about that. And it would be really good if you were super positive about it. They just send us the box set. So the first thing that we have learned is, by law, we have to disclose the fact that it's essentially an advert because we have been sent the product for free, and therefore there has been an exchange of goods. Although they haven't paid us for review, there has been an exchange of goods, and therefore we are able to review this product as content producers because we're getting it before everybody else and we're getting it for free. So we have to disclose that. By law, we have to disclose that. So straight away, there is no trickery going on there because you all know Games Workshop have sent me this product to review, right? The other part of Shill where I guess people might be going with it is the fact that they perhaps feel that people are often overly positive about these products that they're receiving from Games Workshop in order to continue to receive said products from Games Workshop. I want to kind of discredit that theory as well, although I am conscious that this isn't relevant for every single channel. I have on numerous occasions sat on stream or on pre-recorded videos and called them out for bullshit actions in products that I've been sent. In fact, within the last 2 to 3 months, I did a stream that said why I won't review this book, Leagues of Votan, and I sat here and ranted for an evening. The next Wednesday, we then talked about how we might improve said book, and thankfully GW did come out and hit it with a little bit of a nerf bat before it went on general sale. Nonetheless, I sat here and said, this is why I won't review this book. This book is ridiculous. When Warzone Caradon came out, right at the start, I even used the C word when I talked about them.
What, Christmas?
Yeah, I called them a bunch of Christmases.
Well,
that's what we did.
Nice.
Why did we use said word? Well, because what they'd done is they'd introduced essentially day one DLC. So they launched a codex and at the same day launched a supplemental product that gave you additional rules for the army that was released in this brand new codex. So I absolutely hammered them for it, and I will continue to hammer them for it. I've had direct dialogue with the guys at Games Workshop, with the creator manager at Games Workshop. They have zero problem whatsoever with us being negative when we review their product. They have no issue with it whatsoever. They just ask that it's constructive. We give perhaps feedback even on the content, the video, the stream, etc. So they don't really want us to sit here and say it's fucking shit because I don't like it. If we say this is rubbish because we shouldn't be having day one DLC, because we don't like the idea of army rules in supplements, because the rule's too strong, because the model's terrible, that's fine. We're giving reasons, we're giving opinions. There is no bias required from Games Workshop. Now, I am conscious, like I've said, certain channels out there, certain content creators out there do seem to be overly positive quite frequently. A lot of people have said, and I've seen this in comments in other places as well, of course you've got to be positive about Games Workshop product, otherwise they'll stop sending you stuff. Well, I refer you to what I've just said, Leagues of Votan, Warzone Charadon. There's other examples out there where I've slammed them for it and they've continued to send me product. Think about how it would look. Think about how it would look if I was being negative about Games Workshop products and they just stopped sending me stuff. How does that look for them? I would rather keep my integrity intact, and so I will continue to give an honest opinion. And if they then decide to stop supporting me simply for giving an honest opinion and honest feedback, it makes them look really terrible as a company. So I don't think I ever see them doing it. Now, clearly, if a channel happens to be overtly racist or overtly nasty about things, or happens to continue to just be a big downer on corporate Games Workshop for the sake of hating on them, maybe then they stop supporting those particular channels. But it really got my back up a little bit. And I asked a question on stream, are all reviewers shills? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think there are a number of reviewers out there in the 40k space who do a really good job of giving you an honest opinion on the product, on the codex, on the army, on the model, etc. Leagues of Votan came out. I wasn't very positive. I didn't like the model range. I hated the codex. I refused to review it to start with. Okay, Leagues of Votan is still the only codex that I have in my possession where I haven't done my normal review video. I mean, some of it would be irrelevant. I couldn't do the three biggest changes, for example, because we didn't have an old codex, right? But nonetheless, I haven't even reviewed that book that they sent to me. And I won't, quite frankly. The thing's still fucking busted, right? Just be careful when people throw words at people. Make sure you understand the fucking meaning to start with. YouTube. It would be nice if you fully understood what that word meant before you started using it and aiming it at people. And secondly, not everyone deserves it. Just because you review a product that's sent to you, whether that be a Games Workshop product or an iPhone or whatever it might be, doesn't make you a shill. Doesn't instantly make you a fan of the company. But even then, is it not obvious that I'm a fan of GW and their products since my channel is 100% based on them? Does that not make sense? Right? I feel like the only way people can avert that word is just by being constantly negative. We don't like that. I don't want to be like that. Okay? Right. Anyway, mini rant straight away on a Friday. It just got my back up a little bit. There's been a plethora of new subscribers this particular week on YouTube. It's been actually good for us. We've got quite a few, and I'm very grateful for it. But with this increase in subscribers, a lot of the people that have come and joined us on YouTube this week are specifically because of a swathe of Astra Militarum content, because the new Codex is out and we're obviously reviewing it. If you've missed it this week, we've done 2 live battle reports with the new Astra Militarum Codex. We obviously did the Wednesday chat as well, right, about Yarick, and we have a swathe of new subscribers because of this content, which is great, and I appreciate it. What we've also seen this week is a monumental increase in just shitty comments on YouTube videos that, quite frankly, aren't fucking welcome. If my mother taught me something years ago, Lise.
Oh, okay.
If you've got nothing nice to say,
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. That's exactly what she told me. Yeah, exactly. And that, again, I'm same as Games Workshop. I will happily take criticism from people in comments if it's constructed and if it's portrayed in the right way. If it's put across to me in the correct manner because they don't like something or they didn't like something that we did or they didn't like how someone behaved, right? Fine. I have no issues with negative comments on YouTube that are constructive feedback or they have a purpose. They're trying to give me some information, something they didn't like, something they weren't a fan of. But when you're just being flat fucking rude behind a keyboard, I might start a new stream. We could do once a week on like a Friday show. The last Friday of the week, we could do a new show called Cunt's Corner. Couldn't we? And we just pull out all the shit comments and put them on screen. Names attached as well.
I know a lot of people say don't feed the trolls. The problem is, when you don't feed the trolls, they don't actually fucking starve. So they're still there.
Yeah. Should we start Cunt's Corner?
Yeah, let's do it.
Last Friday of the month, if we've had any shitty comments, we'll just shame them on screen. Fuck them. Fuck them. I've had enough. I don't understand people's need to shit on other people's passions or just be nasty behind a keyboard. If you feel the need to just put a nasty comment on a keyboard and send it on a YouTube comment, you need to fuck off and take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror.
What are you pointing at me for?
You and shitty comments. We spend fucking hours on content. People don't see it. We spend hours pre-game streams, Joe and I, getting things ready, making army photos, building tables, setting up scoreboards. It takes a lot of effort and time. And the financial return for what we do isn't that great. Newsflash, everyone. I'm sure most people know that anyway. YouTube isn't the world's most lucrative business. It just isn't, right? We put a ton of effort in, and when people just shit on you for this, if someone came back to me and went, that moving camera that you've got, I like the concept, but it doesn't quite work for me. Or the scoreboard isn't very... We had a lot of feedback about the scoreboard when I first changed it. It wasn't that clear. It was a bit pixelated. We fixed it. The feedback was good. It was genuine. It was honest, and it gave me information. I fixed it within a week. That's good feedback.
You are such a better person than me because I'd be like, don't fucking watch it, Dan.
but that's constructive. That's constructive criticism that I can work with.
See, us creatives, we don't take critique very well.
The Tuesday game that we played was Leagues of Votan versus Astra Militarum. It's one of my highest watched live stream games already. Well, not the highest, but one of the highest already, despite the fact that it only came out 3 days ago. One person put a comment on, this stream is this battle report's so boring. Oh, I felt like going, you're fucking boring, fuck off. But I didn't, I just deleted the comment. What does a person gain from going, this battle report's so boring? Thanks for your constructive feedback. I'm so glad you gave me so many useful points that I can use to walk away and work on my content. You gave me nothing. Nothing. It's boring. Okay, thanks. You must be bored to sit there and just write those kinds of comments on people's content.
Yeah.
And what happened to, if you don't like it, fuck off somewhere else? Why do you feel this need to have your opinion heard all the time? This is the problem with 2022. I'm still ranting, people, okay? We're 15 minutes in. This is the problem with 2022 and things like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and fucking TikTok. Every fucker in the world feels like their opinion has to be heard all the time. I'm conscious that I'm sat there saying this as someone who puts my content on YouTube and talks to you people, but I'm not saying you have to listen to me. You're quite welcome to not follow the stream. I won't be offended. If I do a topic that you don't like, I won't be offended. I don't want to hear every fucker's opinion though, but we live in a society nowadays where it seems that everybody must be heard all the time and everybody's opinion must be listened to all the fuck off. I don't care who you support politically. I don't care what belief system you are. I don't care if you're a raging militant vegan. Go suck on some celery somewhere else. I'm not interested in listening to it. I don't need to hear your opinion. Specifically if it's just nasty bastard shit.
I can't remember what celebrity it was, but they said a really good sentence that said, just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right.
Exactly that.
And it's like, we're allowed to have a different point of view and a different opinion.
Equally,
nobody needs to correct everyone.
Equally, just because you're offended doesn't mean we need to fucking hear about it.
Yeah.
Specifically when that offence is taken from something that wasn't even aimed at you in the first instance.
Better?
I've not had a bad week. I've not had a terrible week. I've actually had a quite good week. But I feel like I'm getting to the stage with the channel now where I'm just going to start calling trolls out publicly. And people, so many people have warned me against this. I'll go on record and saying, I could be wrong here. So many people have warned me against this. But fuck them. It's 40 fucking K for Christ's sake. We're playing with plastic men. Why do people get so passionate about it? I don't understand why people feel this need to be so nasty about fucking content. And this week, like I said, we've had a swathe of shitty comments this week. This week, because it's a new Codex week, none of our content has gone behind the members' paywall. Nothing. Because on the first new content week, we put all of the content out there publicly because I feel bad about doing review content and putting it behind a paywall. Equally, from a selfish perspective, it's better for the channel if in the first week of new Codex, we put all of this content out there for everybody. It is better for the channel, okay? So I open this content up for everyone. So all the shitty dickheads who have put their spiteful comments on my videos this week have done it on free content. It's free. You're not even fucking paying for it. And most of you twats have got ad blockers on anyway. So I don't even get ad revenue from it. You're literally paying nothing. I don't understand why you're so annoyed by my content that you don't have to watch. It's fucking free. You've not paid for it. Anyway, I'm done. That's my rant. There we go. Wee man, I see your comment. Fuck you.
So, at the very start, I had my hand up, but you went on and on and on. And
I was in flow there. People like the rants, Luce.
Couldn't
Okay.
keep my hand up anymore.
Okay.
But my question is,
Yeah.
what was his response in response to? Like, what was it you asked that he put down there?
Which one?
Because you said, we won't kill him, pretty much, because he's only answered a question that I asked. What was your question?
So I didn't ask a question to start with. I made a video which was a review content. Let me out. I can't listen to you panting in my ear all stream.
I think if you do the name and shame for trolls, they are just going to get more creative and more nasty in order to be on that video.
Great content for me though, Mandy, right?
That's true. You are giving them oxygen.
So it's fine. It's great content. Maybe not, but I was ranting. I was in the flow. I enjoyed it. I get what you're saying. I potentially agree with you. So I did a review video of a new codex that was sent to me in a box that was sent to me from Games Workshop, and he just put a comment on the video that said, "Now we know you're a shill though." And all I did was I said to him, "How did you work that one out?" I just asked that question. How did you work that one out? I wasn't looking for a fight. Genuinely, like, how did you work out that I'm a shill now because I've reviewed a product? Considering I've been a reviewer for 3 years plus, and I was a playtester for the best part of a year as well.
Sorry, Liam, I'll be nice again now.
It wasn't. It's not the kind of people that are going to sit in here and watch this stream with me tonight, Garcy. You're perfectly safe, and we love you dearly. Thank you for the donation, you hero. So I asked. Actually, there's a couple more super chats coming through.
Uncle Liam, ignore the trolls. There are idiots.
Oh, there's loads of them coming. Jesus, I've set you all off now. Hang on. We'll get through the super chats and I'll read the rest of the comment out because I turned her off. I've got this new thing, by the way. I'm going to turn her off for the first 15-20 minutes whilst I do my rant.
Liam, don't give people the keys to your emotional Ferrari. Otherwise, they'll take it for a ride again and again and again. Delete and ignore.
I like that one.
I do kind of like that one actually as well. I'm a fan of that one.
Excellent rant.
Thank you, Balrock. Thank you. I will jump into chat in a minute, obviously. Like I said, now for the first 15-20 minutes when I do a topic, to make the first 15-20 minutes rewatchable for people, I'm probably going to turn her off, Amy off, do the bit I'm talking about so I'm not interrupted at all, and then turn her back on again so you guys can have your super chats heard, okay? I'll get to the ones that have already come through from Dave and Nordost and Laura. I've got them on my screen already, don't you worry, I won't miss them. Anyway, So I said, how did you work that one out? Okay. And the guy replied to me. He said, well, Northern Exile, which apparently is another channel that I haven't heard of, having done a little bit of research, is just himself a negative dickhead. Anyway, Northern Hot Exile has made a recent statement that anyone who reviews products for free or for the said product will do it subconsciously. They will not want to make Games Workshop mad for the next round of freebies. I really like your opinions and respect it, which is why it's all the more sad for me because I can't blame you, but can we still trust your honest opinions? I then replied to him, okay?
Oh, no.
I then replied, no, I stayed polite, actually, right? Okay. To be clear, I stayed polite.
Is this like when we get...
I said to him, hey man, I appreciate the honest reply. You should check out some of the other things I've reviewed. I did a stream recently where I received the Leagues of Votan box set from Games Workshop for free entitled Why I Will Not Review This Book. Honestly, I have a good relationship with the Games Workshop, but I really don't care if I piss them off. If I have an honest review that upsets them and that they then remove my support, well, that says more about them than it says about me. I'll always give an honest review. Again, check my review of Warzone Caradon. Pretty sure I dropped the C-bomb on that one. A reviewer can review products without being a shill. I get the concern too many dishonest people out there that will do anything for freebies. That's not me, though. I said, of course, you're welcome to judge for yourself. So I stayed respectful, but it's just sat with me. It's just irked me for a bit longer, right? It's just
why has it? Because I'm sitting here and I'm your little cheerleader over here.
You are.
I'm oddly not bothered at all because I know you're not a shill.
Well, no, but
so why
but shill isn't. But this is the thing that fucking irks me the most about things like social media as well. Shill has caught on as a trend name for people that review content for Games Workshop. I've read the descriptions of shill out. It's not even accurate or relevant for what we're doing, because we disclose the fact that Games Workshop send this to us for free. It's the law in the UK, and I saw a comment earlier that said it's the law in Northern US as well. It's the law that we have to say they have sent us this product to review it. And a shill is doing it deceptively encouraging others that this product is good and you should buy or get involved or play this game or gamble on this thing or whatever.
Right.
They're deceiving customers into making purchases despite the fact the product might not be good.
But you're not a shill.
No, I know.
So why are you getting upset?
Why do people feel the fucking need, or why do they think they have the right to go on comments and go, oh, you're a shill now? Fuck off.
Well, let's review it. Maybe they haven't had sex in a while, so they're super frustrated.
Most definitely haven't. Haven't. Right.
They've fallen off the diet wagon and they've eaten a whole chocolate bar and they just feel really sad and they're taking it out on you.
I've got to give a massive shout out to Tim Chaser, fucking legend already of the stream, who's gifted 20 memberships, 2 sets of 10 already. All have been snuffed out. Thank you so much, Tim. You're an absolute legend. If you guys have not already, !Discord, come and join us in the Great Hall. Come and hang out with us and come and check out our members-only content that we do on most Tuesdays. And don't be mad about it. You got gifted a membership. You haven't even paid for it yet. Right? If you do love it, though, if you enjoy it, and I think you will, think about converting that gifted membership into a full-time membership yourself. It will then cost you your own £5 a month, but I think it's well worth it. We're just trying slowly but surely to conquer this YouTube space, one subscriber, one member at a time, slowly but surely, and we're very, very keen. I've seen some comments already about other channels, bigger channels than us actually, where people have had concerns that they have just been positive all the time for the sake of being positive, because why would they piss off Games Workshop? That will never be us. Joe and I are very honest all the time. Brom's just happy to be here, to be honest with you. He turns up on his little minibus with super clean windows.
Brom is in fact Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah, right. So, but Joe and I will always give you our honest opinion on something, whether we think it's good or bad. But thank you, Tim, for gifting those memberships. Thank you so much. Everyone come join us in the Great Hall. It's full of legends. Thank you, James Hobbs, for Super Chat to Poo. Every stream, Super Chat's Poo.
When you gotta go.
We love it, yeah.
You gotta go.
Dave B then Super Chat said, what's a shill in summary? I think we've been through that. Thanks, Dave. Laura says, maybe it was all on his word of the day bog roll and he was dying to use it. He'd have been better off just looking at what he'd wiped, to be honest with you. Rant Fund, happy weekend, says Nordos, thank you so much. Tim then gifted more, and then we came into Mandy, whose was read out. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Garsty. Thank you, Big Bad Peter Gaming. Thank you, Kulunami. Thank you, Balrock. You're all amazing. And a big shout out, DaveMan3533, who became a member at her tier. So you don't get members only content, mate, but you do get access to our Discord server. Come and join us. Right.
Oh, hang on. AB says, shill is a derogatory term and racist roots shows a consciousness of the individuals that use that terminology. Now, it's a Friday evening and there's several syllables in that
big
sentence.
words and I'm drinking cider, yeah.
So, right. Shill is a derogatory term and racist roots shows a consciousness. This is. I'm very tired.
What's loose tries to read that and understand it, right? Talk to me, chat. What do you guys think? Firstly, so I saw some people were commenting before the stream started about Shill. I don't know who it was, and I didn't read it in full because we were getting ready to go live, obviously.
Shilly from now on.
But what do you guys think? Is Shill a correct term for these people on YouTube? Do you find that a lot of creators in the because I'm sure you guys go out there and watch loads of reviews. I don't watch any other reviews because I don't want them to influence my opinion on a product. So I don't watch other channels' reviews, if I'm honest with you. Nothing against them, but I'm trying to give you an unbiased opinion completely on me. So tell me, do you guys think that other channels are shilly? Do you think that people out there are overly positive? Do you think that on the whole channels are positive? Or do you think that actually there's some that are overly positive even though when it's a shit book or a shit release, and some that are average and some that are good? Or like, what's your general consensus of opinion? And talk to me about YouTube commenters. Like, I mean, you guys are in here on the 40k After Dark show, hanging out with us on a Friday evening, drinking. Tell me what you're drinking stuff and swearing at each other. So I guess that you people are probably not the kind of people that will just put a shitty comment on a video for the sake of it, right? I'm guessing you're just not that kind of people. And if you were in the stream constantly putting shitty comments on the sake of it, I'd have fucking banned you by now anyway, quite frankly. We've done it. We've got a ban list on the channel. There are banned people on the channel from shitty comments. So I'm just curious, like, what's your experience? Because this word shill, I saw this word shill the first time on a Valrak stream, which is ironic, a long time ago. And that's ironic because he gets nothing for free from Games Workshop. Nothing. Oh, you're such a shill for Games Workshop. He's like, he doesn't get anything from them.
I have never seen the word shill before today.
I hadn't seen it before I saw it on comments on YouTubers around 40k. It's the first time I'd ever seen it.
See, I hang out with James and he says things like, oh, that's sick. So
sick blood.
We're still in... We're still in the sick.
Yeah, he's now doing the horn, isn't he? Ba, 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 bam. I'm like, oh my god.
What? Say that again.
He does the horn noise.
What horn?
The hype horn noise.
What hype horn?
He did it at the table and you copied him.
Today?
Yes, at dinner.
Who, Ben?
No, James.
I don't...
Fucking hell, this is what I live with, people.
Very tired.
This is what I live with. Most of 40k content is very negative, says Fanuc. That's a shame. Now, pretty much all the reviews I watch give positives and negatives, says Mandy. Yeston says, good example of a shill. The celebs pay to tell people to invest in FTX coin. Yeah, well, exactly. This is literally the first time I've heard of the word. Sounds like fake news, says Wee Man. Legend. Did you just see the guy who dropped into chat at the end last night, asked where he could download a free Elite Guard Codex, then got abusive to the chat? Some people just ignored it. I didn't see that, no.
Oh my
I didn't see that. What a fucking dickhead. Did you ban him, Des? Please tell me you banned him. If you did ban him, I would 100% support that. Perkysaurus. Perkysaurus is a great name. Don't trust people on the internet. Pretty solid advice. Absolutely.
Bellons will be Bellons. This is the best place on the web as far as I'm concerned.
Oh.
Thank you, Yargrim. I love you dearly. Nick May said, shill has become the modern term for people being positive to suck up to somehow, I think. Like how literally often means figuratively now. Yeah. This is people just what's the word I'm looking for? Adopt words and apply them to a situation that they think is relevant. Like I hadn't really heard it. I'd heard it a few times on Valrak stream. It didn't. I guessed it meant someone who was overly positive about someone. When it came up on my videos, when it called me a shill, I was like, I need to Google this and find out what it actually means, what the actual definition of this word means, to see whether because there's occasions where people say words about me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Someone on the Tuesday stream said, "Man, this dude's just so obnoxious."
Poor Joe.
Now that's the exact response I typed. Oh, but Joe's lovely. I know they were talking about me, and I know I can come across that way sometimes. So what? That's fine. I don't care. I don't care about being called nasty names. That doesn't really bother me whatsoever. But again, what was the point in that comment? What was the point in going, oh man, this guy's just so obnoxious? Thanks very much. Not sure what I'm supposed to do with that. People use shill for anyone who's too positive. It's not literal. GW is not a nice company, so anyone who doesn't criticize them harshly can come off as biased. But why would you continue to watch? Why would you even be involved in a hobby if you were so hateful on that company that you just want everyone to be negative?
You said it before. Social media has made twits much more brave than they would be face to face.
Right.
They throw words at you to make you feel better about their holier-than-thou souls.
Yeah, 100%, Neil. Thank you for the donation as well. Legend. But yes.
But it's good that they read a thesaurus.
Love you guys. Honest opinion, you are better than giving them the airtime. You guys are the true community spirit and something to be aspired to.
Luke, thank you so much. That's exactly what we're trying to do. That's exactly what we're trying to do. I'm conscious that sometimes we might not hit the mark. We work very hard for the community. Now, we have this added bonus, clearly, that we monetize our content with, predominantly through super chats and through memberships. I could tell you the revenue differences between ad revenue, super chat revenue, and memberships. Review content arguably makes us no money whatsoever, right? So that's not something but it doesn't make us money. What we try and do in this hobby is what Joe and I do frequently, and then whoever the third wheel is, whether that's Paddy, whether that's Brom, whether that's Chris. At some point, I'm sure we'll get Eddie back eventually. He's got his own stuff going on. It's not my place to share, but I very much look forward to the day that he returns, and he will return. But there's a few things we try and do, okay? So the first thing we try and do is always give you an honest opinion. Like, I will never tell you to go and buy something because... we have Element affiliation links, right? If you buy things... Thank you, John, for the poo. If you buy things with our Element affiliate link, it literally makes me money. Only 5% of whatever you spend, but it makes me money. So it's... arguably financially in my best interest when a release comes out to say, everyone go and buy Warzone Caradon and use my Element link because it makes me money. But we won't do that because integrity is very important to me. I was in the military, right? We used to have our values and standards of the military, and one of those words was integrity. It's something that's always been very important to me. I'm very keen to be open and honest about everything. I'm open about the fact that stuff is sent to us for free. I'm open about how I feel about things. I'm open about whether I think it's too powerful. I've been smashing Joe's back doors in with the Leagues of Votan recently. The book's too good. That's not my skill. The book's too good still. Okay? And we're very open about that. So we try and be open and give you honest opinions. Secondly, because that's one of my primary, one of the things that's top of my list. Secondly, it's about entertaining you people. I've often said I wouldn't want to watch a 3 or 4 hour battle report because I'd find it fucking boring, quite frankly. And yet we do them. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we particularly, when Brom's here, offer 3 to 4 hour battle reports. That's what we do, right? And if it was just a battle report, I'd probably expect most of you to switch off at least halfway through and find it quite boring. So we try and entertain you and make sure you guys are having fun and enjoying it. And by doing that, we're also trying to be informative as well.
This is why you need the biker cuts, then we can turn up on doorsteps and shill the bellends.
LDYT biker cuts. I'm up for it, Carl. I'm down with it, 100%. There's another one coming through from Colonel, and then I'll carry on. Come on.
Liam, stay as you are. That is why we are here. F. The trolls, and don't give them the time. Love you and Luce, and hope to meet you guys in person one of these days.
I'm sure we will at some point, Colonel. Thank you so much for the donation. You're a legend. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I have zero intent at all to change what we're doing right now because fucking hell, it's working. Right? Arguably, it's working. We have incredible audiences. We get bigger live audiences than channels that are near twice our size. I can't complain about the performance of videos, and I feel like a lot of that is because of what we're doing. We stay honest. We try and entertain you people first and foremost. I'm more interested in the people in the table playing the game. I'm more interested in them entertaining above and beyond playing 40k. I've said this a million times. You guys will hear me say this a million times more. 40k is the reason everyone finds us. I don't want it to be the reason why people stay. People stay because they like the people, the honesty, the entertainment value, the banter, the fun, the enjoyment, the engagement. We're in a world where a lot of people tell me that they're not having so much fun in 40k nowadays, and we're having the time of our lives playing games in there. Genuinely, I'm getting mildly tedious with Tempest of War. That aside, we're still having great amounts of fun. So, like that, and I find that that's when people enjoy things, that's infectious. And if you surround yourself by people enjoying things. You've had this experience, Lucy, yourself. If you surround yourself by people that are enjoying things and are positive, you kind of feel a bit more uplifted. But if you surround yourself by people that are always being negative and down and miserable all the time, you find yourself kind of dragged down with them.
Are you talking about the mood hoovers?
Mood hoovers is exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Chris F says, I think we're missing the obvious here. When someone calls a streamer a shill, what they're really saying is, please give me some attention. No one else does. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Luton's in the chat. Welcome, Luton.
I don't think I mind people promoting a product on behalf of a company if it's like it's when it's very quick fire products and they're very different and week on week, so all they are is a sample person, then I feel a bit like, yeah, I don't trust a word you say, and now this is just for advertising. It's a bit like somebody who does GoPro stuff and they go jogging and they just do it as a wellness thing, and they end up saying, actually, the trainers I use have been really good, I would recommend you buy them. Yes, I have been given a pair, but I've genuinely ran like 200 miles in them. I don't see that as shilling. It's if you are the same jogger doing wellness GoPro-y stuff for YouTube, and then all out of nowhere you say, drink this cider.
Okay.
That's
but
not.
Here's a whole other thing as well. This is another thing. We'll touch on this briefly. It doesn't occur too much in the 40k sphere at the moment. There is the potential for this to expand. My primary source of entertainment is YouTube. I watch more hours of YouTube a week than I watch any other service, Netflix, Disney, Amazon, etc. YouTube is my primary source of entertainment. I'd guess there's a fair few people in chat where that probably rings true for them as well. It's probably their primary source of entertainment, right? Now, monetization. For YouTube, I've explained this to you guys before. Ad revenue through YouTube is fucking dreadful.
I watch Northern Exile. He is good people but disagreed with his shill opinion. Your reviews and content are some of the best out there. Stay happy.
I don't know the guy Adam, so I can't really comment, but he did seem to come across exceptionally negative. In my opinion, that's my opinion. If you enjoy him, great, I'm glad. I won't change what we do. So yeah, so ad revenue in terms of YouTube-based ad revenue, when you click on a video and that little video pops up beforehand, or you're halfway through a video and a little advert drops in, I could press the ad button now if I wanted to. I don't. When that advert pops up, it's shit revenue for the streamer, for the YouTuber, for the video content creator. Okay, so a lot of the big channels out there, when you look at these big channels out there that exist, they don't make their money from ad revenue on YouTube. They just don't. They will make a portion of money, but it will not be the lion's share. Typically, a lot of what they make their money on is quite literally sponsored ads. And sponsored ads is where a company comes to you and says, hey, we're such and such a company. We would like to place an ad in your video. Okay, and we're going to pay you to do this. And you're basically going to read a script about our product and put it on your video. Okay, that's the bigger money making in terms of advertisements. But again, legally, YouTubers have to be. This is our video sponsor, and people. I'm the person when the video sponsor comes on, I will actually skip through the sponsor piece until I get back to the content of the video that I'm watching, which is typically a review or something like that. But I have no problems with them putting that in their video simply because I know that that's how they've managed to monetize it to continue to produce this kind of content. The difference being, much like you were touching on, is whether that particular sponsor is relevant to that creator or not, is where I have a problem. I've had 4 now companies get in touch offering to pay sponsored ads on the channel.
So I've had 2 companies email me at my deployment zone email trying to get to you actually. So they must watch you because they used my deployment zone email. But it was stuff that was complete nonsense. Like, if you have watched him, why have you even emailed? So
there's 4, right? There's 4 I've had so far, 3 of which I declined.
Yeah.
They're not relevant to me.
Yeah. Not
relevant at all. Funny old thing, Mandy has put, I skip past sponsors to specifically the Manscaped ones. They've got in touch.
Manscaped.
They sent me an email. That's one of the things I've had. I think I've had something from Rage. There's 3, right? There's 3 that I've said no to. There's 1 that I've said yes to.
What was the one you said yes to?
I haven't done it yet, so you will find out. But it's relevant to what I'm doing.
So the 2 that I got, one was, this is so ironic. One was a cruise holiday, and I thought, you definitely haven't listened to the stream because I bored you all to tears about the dolphins to do with how loud the ocean floor is. So you definitely haven't watched. No. And the other one was, could you product place a magazine in the background?
Yeah, no, not doing that. Fucking point blank refuse. So I've said yes to 1, which is relevant to the content that I'm producing, and the business is owned by people that I know.
Oh, okay.
Right, so I'm okay with doing that. So, yeah, Luton says, Manscaped, but I love YouTube. They've contacted me so much. Do I look like a person like fucking YouTube gorilla sat here and they want to sell me product? Use Manscaped to keep yourself skin bold. It doesn't fucking work for me, does it? Really, it's fucking ridiculous.
Your body grows hair. It's okay
yeah, exactly.
to keep it.
Yeah. stops the semen from dripping on the floor. Right.
There you go. Save the carpets.
Was looking through the open war deck, and there's some cool ones. Yeah, we could do some open war stuff. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, like but what I'm saying is, on the whole, I get why channels will do sponsored content because that's how they monetize. I don't need to do sponsored content at the moment, touching wood, simply because Super Chat revenue and membership revenue is okay for us right now. I'd like for it to grow so I could pay more people a wage, like bring Eddie on board full-time, stuff like that in the future. But you can't conquer Rome in a day. If we consider where we were a year ago to where we are now, wildly different, and I'm very, very grateful for all of you people. But ad revenue... But even then, when people do sponsored content for that kind of ad revenue, it's very clear what it is.
Yeah.
And the shill-based label that people are using is very much that you're being dishonest about your product. Right? So I showcase Element Games on the channel as a channel sponsor. Why? Because I use Element Games. Luce will tell you how many boxes do I get through from Element Games a week, right? I showcase Siege Studios on the channel. Why? Because I have a Siege Studios army. I got them to paint an army for me because I think they're the best painting studio that exists. So I got Siege to paint an army for me. That's why I showcase Siege Studios, right? I will never showcase a brand that I don't use ever. Why would I? Why would I take an ad for a brand I don't use? How can I honestly turn to my audience and say, you should use Artis Opus paintbrushes if I don't use them? Spoiler, I do use them, but for sake of argument, if I've never used that product, there's that joke, isn't there, that I've seen in like cartoons and stuff, where I think it was Family Guy did it, I think. Was it Family Guy? I don't remember. Where he drinks the thing and then the camera stops and he spits it out everywhere. Was it Family Guy who did that originally?
There's so many that do that.
There's a lot of those kinds of jokey things where drink such and such because it's the best coffee you've ever had, and he slurps it and the camera's I would never, I don't understand why. Like, the second you do that, if that becomes public knowledge, and I'm not specifically talking about a coffee product, you just lose all credibility.
I think the problem is, maybe when that happens, like maybe when the big stars do it or whatever, at that point they probably have a management team that just say you have an appointment on Tuesday, wear this, stand there, drink that and smile. So it probably isn't actually up to the individual to say, no, I don't want to do that. Ethically, I don't want to do it. It's probably now the management team because they can forecast
Simpsons Krusty Burger is exactly that. Exactly that. Vex says sponsorship is fine, chilling is selling BS. Exactly. That's exactly my point. I will go as far as say even sponsorships that are open. So even if someone was to take a Manscaped sponsorship and they were to just do the ad as Manscaped had asked and read the cue card and show the product, right? As long as that person isn't telling me, I use this all the time, I'm kind of okay with the sponsorship. I don't mind it.
If it was a Manscaped thing, I'd be like, no.
If you come onto the camera and you say to me, if you come on camera and you say to me, this episode is sponsored by Aspel Cider, and you just read Aspel Cider is a blah blah blah, an elegant extra dry cider with a light floral aroma, right? And then it's not sponsored clearly. But if you do that, you do the sponsored bit, and it's clearly the sponsored section, and it's nothing to do with your product. We're a 40k channel, right? That's nothing to do with my product essentially, but I know it's the sponsorship. Okay.
What about if Aspel Cider did just get in touch and they said, just for your Friday night stream, you can't advertise us on any other stream, it's just for your Friday ones because you are openly drinking on your stream? But
again, it's all relevant and dependent, isn't it? I actually do drink this product. I don't think I'd have a massive issue with them sponsoring my content on a Friday because it is a stream where I sit here and get half cut in front of you people and talk bollocks.
Classy show.
But again, I haven't yet used or been sponsored by a product that I don't use. And my current gut tells me that I never would be. If Manscaped, all right, hear me out, right? Mm-hmm. If Manscaped came in and said, the next time you do a pre-recorded video, and I'm using Manscaped because, like Luton's already said, they are so prevalent in YouTube for ads. If Manscaped came into me and went, the next time you do a pre-recorded video, we're going to pay you 20 grand to do a 60-second episode, which is, and I'm throwing numbers around here, right? It's nothing like this, right? If they did that, do you know what I'm going to say? Yes. But I am, and I'm gonna get onto the video. And I'm gonna go, so today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. I'm gonna read the cue card. all I'm going to do.
Do you know what I would love?
I'm not going to tell people that I use it.
Do you know what I would love for someone to do? Get approached by a grooming company, I shan't say, and they say something like, "This is brilliant for getting the dog's winnets out. This is what I use it on. There has never been a finer shave. The dog now, I can get the cream on, lovely. We're good."
But that's about being open and honest about the fact that this is a sponsored video. This is why we're talking about Manscaped or Maxi Muscle or some other things. What's Squarespace? Squarespace is a prevalent one on YouTube.
Do you know what? In general, I think I just hate the absolute bombardment. In every corner of your free time, there is advertising assassination going on.
Yeah, but
it's relentless.
But ads is ads is what makes the world go round.
I know, and money isn't the be all and end all, but it does make the be all and end all much easier. I would just love for just maybe there to be maybe one TV channel, one radio show, one YouTuber.
Liam, I've no problem with sponsored content. It's when it's not made clear it's sponsored and presented as the creator's personal opinion.
100%, exactly that.
Well, that's not legal anymore, is it?
It's not.
You're not allowed to do that?
It's not legal, but it still happens. Thank you, Chris, for super chatting the heart. Love you too. Yeah. It's not legal. I don't believe now. I don't think it has strictly been legal for a long time, but there's a lot of stuff around advertising now. The UK law changed within the last 12 to 24 months, I believe. I don't know the exact detail, but I know that when we were getting emails from GW, they changed what was in their email to, you must tell people that this is an ad. You must tell people that we have sent you this product for free to review. You must do, because of UK advertising law. They put it in every email now.
Do you know what? I've just remembered. I had, do you remember when we lived in our first house together and I bought some shoes and they were like a subscription thing and you paid every month and they send you new shoes?
Yeah.
Because your thing was 40k, mine used to be like stiletto heels and everything when I was once upon a time a size 8. And they emailed me and asked me, could I send photos of me on a night out wearing their shoes? And I remember thinking then, what? You want me to do what?
If you're actually using them and wearing them out.
But it completely ruined my love of my new shoes.
Yeah, I guess.
I felt really weird about it. I didn't do it, but I thought...
Manscaped is for your junk, not your face, so you might use it?
I might use it, Mandy, but I reckon about here is like just a mirror. So, yeah, if I put my arms up, it's just literally symmetrical now. Anyway... but I get what you're saying about this bombardment of adverts, and certain companies are realizing this as well, right? YouTube being one of them. So YouTube has recognized that the bombardment of adverts people don't like, so they've decided to use people's hatred of adverts to monetize cleverly, actually. So what you can do now with YouTube is you can pay for YouTube Premium, which is $11.99, £12. I pay this. I actually do pay YouTube Premium because I didn't want to. You get a free trial, and I was like, fucking month free YouTube Premium. So what this is all about. So I clicked it for a free month of YouTube Premium. Loads of other benefits. I can start a video, turn my phone off and put it in my pocket and the video will keep playing and I keep listening to it. So you can use it like a podcast app then. And I was like, I've wanted this forever. I didn't know you had to have YouTube Premium for it to work. Anyway, what it did do also is it never shows you an ad when you're on YouTube Premium. Doesn't interrupt a video for an ad. Doesn't put a video at the start of an ad. Never shows you any adverts if you've got YouTube Premium. And I was like, cool, whatever. Month ran out. YouTube Premium ran out because I had a free trial. Next video I watched, the ads came up and irritated the shit out of me.
I wonder if it actually plays into the very delicate mental health that we all have now, that you're constantly a product. There isn't a single thing you can do on your mobile phone to do with social media at all without actually being a product.
Have any of you people watched a docu? What's the film?
I guess it's like a docu-movie.
Yeah. Called The Social Dilemma. Was it Netflix? It was Netflix, wasn't it? It was on. Was it? I think it was.
I want to say.
I think it was Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
If you haven't, there's a docu flick type thing called The Social Dilemma, right? Exceptionally interesting about how we are the product now. People are the product, which is interesting.
And it actually plays. So I already have a predisposition to mental health. I actually feel like I'm a letdown because I've fallen in yet another marketing trap.
Oh, but we all do.
And that you can't miss one. Like if you're really switched on, no, I'm not buying that. I'm not going to watch it at this peak time. I'm not going to do that. You then become a product because your behaviours are now going as statistics.
Do you know what the most interesting thing is for
Oh.
me? The most interesting thing for me is it isn't how it affects you and I, which is interesting in itself. Most interesting thing for me is watching how it affects the children. That's very interesting. Because the kids have iPads, which we use for their home education. They do learning stuff on them, etc. And they also have game apps. We bought them exceptionally small memory-sized iPads, so they can't hold many games. But we do give them iPad time if they've been well behaved, or we just want them to shut the fuck up. Mostly if they've been well behaved, they get to go and sit and they get to play on some apps for an hour or two, right? Now we don't pay for apps typically because I don't want to pay for a shitty app game. But what's interesting is they themselves are bombarded with advertisement, and you could pay £3 or £4 to remove the ads on the app. Okay, I guess that's kind of reasonable because the creator of the app has to make his money somewhere. And I'll go. This is going to start another rant in a minute. Actually, I'll explain in a moment. So the creator of the app has to make some money somehow. Okay, so that's fine. But it's the way in which the app, the game, and how the ads placed within said game hammers the boys. And what they typically do is they're hammering them to download another free app that's going to hammer them with more ads, which will then hammer them with more ads to get them to download another free app.
It's the constant dopamine.
It's a cycle.
Yeah,
Cycle. So you're playing game A, you're playing Sonic, please download Angry Birds. And you download Angry Birds and you finish a mission, and an ad comes up that's saying, please download such and such. And you download that one, and you play the first mission, and and it's just that constant cycle so everyone can make ad revenue.
Do you know what I'm thinking of doing for the boys, actually? And it might make Jim Jam a bit sad, so I might just do it for Ben. I was thinking of doing a game library. So taking a photo of the games that they've got for the Switch, and then putting all the games up high, and all he gets is like the flashcards, and you're choosing this game today. We're not going through a roll call of games, because you don't actually ever get round to playing a fucking game, because you're constantly going, oh, I can do this, oh, I can do that. So here's your game time that you've earned through good behaviour, doing your bits of housework and sitting nicely. You choose a flashcard, and that is the one you're taking out of the air quotes game library today. If you lose and you throw a temper tantrum,
guess what? No games.
that's it.
Yeah.
And if you want to give up, you can. You're not getting another game.
I just feel like there has to be. I think that society in its entirety needs to add moral boundaries.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're bombarding a 5 or 6 year old with ads, you perhaps have overstepped a specific moral boundary.
However, if you watch Channel 5 in the morning, you count how many children's toy adverts there are.
Doug has literally just put, it's not new, cartoons in the 80s were basically toy adverts.
Yeah.
It's like the tech that's... Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, Doug. It's not something like... I remember as a kid watching TV, and it was all fucking Action Men adverts, all that kind of shit, trying to get you to go and buy it, and the price of the price of nowadays is extortionate. Anyway, that's a whole other separate topic. I know it's not new. The way in which it's presented is now different, right? But it's just morally questionable when you're trying to influence essentially a 5 or 6 year old. I feel like there's a little part of me that feels like, in my personal opinion, this is a whole random topic about 40k, right? That's not even about 40k. In my personal opinion, ads aimed at children below the age of 10 should just flat be banned.
Yeah.
Just flat be banned. Because they're too influential at that age.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion. But I was going to go off on a whole other tangent then about something else, and now I've forgotten.
Me and Dad used to watch Channel 5 in the morning before I go to college and you go to work. We'd sit there with our Cocoa Pops, so grown up, on the sofa together, just watching kids' TV. And I think that's when I noticed it, because he wouldn't watch the advert. He'd look at the price below, and he made a comment about how much for school shoes. And that's when I started to notice in the space of 4 minutes, there's been like 12 adverts.
It's mad, isn't it?
And you can't even take in the information. The adverts for an adult, they're way too short, because we've only cottoned on and we're on to the next one. So these kids are literally just having images machine gunned at them.
Yep.
And it was a bit like, has it always done this?
Big shout out to DaveMan3533, you fucking hero. He's gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you so much. That puts us up to 26 new members tonight, chat, just so you know. And he's also managed to, in that particular gifting, sniped Big Bad Eddie as well. Because all of my regulars who play on the stream are too fucking cheap to pay for their own memberships. So poor old Chris and Eddie and someone in there called Warhammer Widow just sits there waiting for a gifted membership.
What?
You've got a gifted membership this week.
Have I?
Yeah, you're a member of the channel now, Lisa, because you got gifted a membership this week.
I thought I was a member anyway.
You get a gifted membership.
I don't understand what's happening.
Simon says, when pizza just arrived, what a win, hero. The ads used at that age will become too subtle to be called ads. That's another problem as well, right? Asbo, what have I missed? I had a big old rant, Asbo, tonight. I feel better for it now, though. I feel better for it.
Good.
Maybe we don't do Cunts Corner, but I do feel better for it.
Most
Kelsey,
days,
make that all one word and try again, sir. Exclamation mark, snipe me, all one word.
most days I actually have this bizarre headache behind my eyes, and it's not glasses, and it's not anxiety. I feel like it's the constant ambush, most likely. I feel like it's the constant ambush that everything is advertising, or they're using you and your internet behaviors to then put towards another product or something. Like, you can't just be, you're constantly contributing to something without your permission, essentially.
Yeah.
And it feels violating in a very odd, very delicate way.
But the thing is, like I said, unfortunately, like, ads make the world go round. That's the shame of it.
Yeah.
So we're never going to get rid of it, because we're just not going to get rid of it, because ads are something that happens. And actually, I'm one of these people who childishly opts in to all of the, we want to target your ads. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I want you to show the shit that I want to buy. That's what I want you to do. But I'm also now, because of the Social Dilemma as a program, I'm also now very aware of the fact that if I want to find some genuine information out online, I have to consciously make sure I go and find the genuine information out with the credible source.
So something's happened on my Facebook, and I don't know how it's happened, and I want it to stop, but all of a sudden my reels, which were full of things like cookie decorating, because it's something that Ben can watch if we're waiting in the dentist because they're somehow already running late despite opening 10 minutes ago. He can watch cookie stuff or whatever. Somehow things like when people go, here's 5 signs that you're living with an abusive person. I don't want that shit on my Facebook. And somehow it's gotten on there.
That's because I'm abusive, that's why.
And I'm guessing because Ben watched it through because the previous one was cookie decorating, now my phone thinks that my behaviour is I want to see more of that tripe.
They adapt very quickly.
Did you know everyone's a psychologist on Facebook?
Everyone. And they're all called Karen.
Many. There are all these 5 signs. I think I've seen 100 signs now of a narcissist. And here's 5 signs. Really? Because 5 signs ago, none of these 5 signs were in there.
I don't know any narcissists.
And really? But it's now, my Facebook's now full up of how to spot an abuser or something. And it's really starting to be like, Jesus Christ, can we just like,
But the thing is, machine learning as well.
Oh.
Machine learning is growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, right? Machine learning is now in a point where, the first ever Good Talk Titans chat show on a Wednesday that I was there for talked about AI and machine learning and how that now is working. Someone's made a joke about Skynet. Machine learning is growing at a rapid rate, and there is loads of actually very positive applications it could be used for as well, which is very, very interesting. But we need to be very conscious of governing it and how it's legislated. I think this is wildly off topic anyway. This is what we do here. We just talk about life on Fridays and shit, right? So I feel like when I watched the Social Dilemma, the thing that came through to me the most was we need more red tape. And this isn't something I'm going to say very often, people. We need more red tape. We need more legislation around how internet works, how advertising works, and that's some of it's starting to come in. So the UK, like I said, the UK advertising laws changed, so now they're very aggressively targeting people that aren't doing it properly, right? Which is good, because people should be held to account if they're trying. I said this before, we talked about this not too long ago on a recent stream. We talked about influencing. So what we do here as a YouTube channel is we influence you people. Whether we're influencing you to get pissed on a Friday night and make swear words in chat, or whether we're influencing you to go and buy the latest KD Stands box set, or whether we're influencing you to call every single person who's a squat player an arsehole and tarnish them with a label that's worse than towel players, right? Whether we're doing any of these things, we are actually influencing you. So to some extent, it could be argued that me as an individual, on occasion, is responsible for your decision making. I think that's fair to say. If I tell you that this is the best product ever and you should definitely go and buy it using the Element link.
You absolute shill.
No, I don't think, to be clear, that this is the best product ever. But if I told you that this is the best product ever and you should use my Element link, some of you will listen to me and some of you will do that. And for that, I'm very grateful, to be clear. But some of you will listen to me and some of you will do that, right? You will go and buy this box that comes out a week on Saturday using my Element link because I've told you to do that, okay? So I am then influencing your decision. If I'm telling you, if I'm sitting here ranting about how terrible the Leagues of Votan book is, some of you are going to go out to your local gaming clubs or your tournaments and you're going to go, oh, Votan, Liam's told me they're fucking stupidly broken. I don't really want to play against those. So I've influenced you. So I've influenced your decision-making process. I've influenced your own decision-making. I've influenced how you think about things. So I have had an impact as a fucking half-fat 35-year-old man sat behind a camera. I've influenced your decision-making process and things you're going to do. And sometimes that influence has a detrimental impact and a detrimental effect. And I think people should be held to account for that to a point. Now, I would also say that individuals do need to be responsible for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't just use the excuse, the internet told me to do it. That's not going to stand up in a court of law, right? If the internet tells you the best way to heat your bathtub if you're bathing your baby is by putting a toaster in it, you're probably not going to do that, are you? That's probably not what you're going to. It's probably not your choice. Because you'll go, well, no, that's fucking stupid, right? That's fucking stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I put a live toaster in a bathtub with a baby? So you can't just blame the internet every time. You do need to have some accountability in terms of as the individual, but the other person who is the person doing the influence, I feel like needs to have some accountability. And that doesn't, I say that as a person, an influencer on YouTube, but I think that should extend to the wider Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I think these people, these companies, these organizations who are putting stuff in front of you, who are putting stories, some of it severely fake news, in front of individuals and therefore impacting the way they think about things. Who has the biggest sway in things like elections politically? Probably Facebook.
Yeah.
More than the actual parties themselves. Probably.
So somebody put a comment on here saying try to come off Facebook, and I probably say this to you like once a week, don't I? I want to come off Facebook. It is becoming a cesspool.
If I didn't have Facebook,
conspiracy theorists.
If I didn't have Facebook for my business, I would not have Facebook.
And the trouble is as well, so much homeschool stuff is advertised on Facebook from legitimate companies who now use social media as their advertising platform. If I took myself off, I'm then...
Facebook is one of the strangest things in the world.
Yeah.
One of the best things ever invented, and one of the worst things ever invented at the same time. If
I was to come off Facebook, I would immediately drastically reduce the amount of exposure the boys get to experiences, other children, because everyone and everything is on Facebook.
Greasy Panham says toaster in tub leads to optimal results. Silver Crow says slowly puts toaster away. Hang on.
Too late, Liam. I've already bought it. I don't need anyone to influence me to make financially irresponsible decisions. I can do that myself.
But at least you're owning it, Toxic Hobbit, right? At least you're owning that. That's what I like about it. Okay. Mandy as well. Hang on a minute.
What will be an artist opus set? Planning purchase.
What will be my artist opus set? I'll have to check my email, but there's 5 brushes. I think in the set is a 0, a 3, a 1, a 5... maybe a medium dry brush, a soap, a dice, and a sticker. But I'll have to confirm with what I put in my email. Where's fucking Mandy's... I want to draw attention to this.
Whoa.
Cheeky bitch. Right, where is it? You're only 35? Oh, I thought you were like mid-40s at least.
Do you know the amount of people when we were first dating, they were like, shut up, Liam's only 2 years older than you. And I was like, yeah, I thought he was like 15 years. We were all getting a bit worried, Luce.
Mandy!
What?
There was me thinking you were a fucking fan of the channel. You just throw that little jellyfish in there. Jesus. I only have Facebook for Warhammer. See, the thing is, Facebook...
I want to come off.
Facebook's amazing, right? I keep in touch with people who I used to be in the army with, who are all over the globe through Facebook Messenger. I can get hold of companies, big companies, and I can message their teams and get answers on Facebook. It's the reach I can get with posts and stuff is incredible. Facebook is amazing, and at the same time is an absolute fucking cesspool of lunatics. So, Manny just laughs as well. I fucking can't believe it. Can't believe it. Walter Garvey, I didn't have allowed gifts. That might help. Yeah, it probably would help. Yeah. Oh shit! I just said mid 40s too. Carl, you fucking are turning on me now. You lot, aren't you? I do not look a day over 26. Right? When will your set be out? I asked. I got an I was supposed to message him on Monday and I completely forgot. I'll have to message him this Monday. I asked for an update recently to see where we're at. Right? 35 says Debo Locks tough paper round. You fuck it. I didn't say you looked bad. Just a little older. I mean, that's kind of hand in hand, right, Mandy? Do you play at any tournaments? Sometimes, yeah. Not frequently now. I head ref a lot of tournaments nowadays, but I don't play tons nowadays. I don't use Facebook for Warhammer in case someone sees I like Warhammer. Amazing. Still a closet Warhammer player, hey? Don't worry, I got mistaken for a 35-year-old by last my first year of uni. Amazing. I'm old. I remember when Facebook was you hit someone in the face with a book, says Neil. Contagion is strongly based on people's influence on others. 100%. I was 18 at the time. Yeah, not bad for 40, says Carl Hodgie. Jesus. Just popping on. What's this about you shilling yourself? Exactly. That's all I do.
Yeah, thought Liam was older than me.
Thanks, Dave. Aren't you like fucking 49? Jesus. The thing is as well, and Luce will attest to this, if I went for a full face shave right now and came back downstairs, I'd look about 12.
I wouldn't say 12. Like, the fatigue is there. That a shave won't get rid of that kind of fatigue.
Wow. Oh, wow. I see. My mum has been 29 for many years. I see what's happening. I'm being shilled. Look, right, to be clear, right, my rant in the first 20 minutes of this video, it clearly isn't aimed at you people. It just isn't, right? Oh, by the way, I forgot to shout out Carl of Hodgie, who gifted a membership to Bad Taste Bear. Great name. Gifted a membership. Thanks so much, mate. You're a hero. Puts us on 27. Just a mild 73 away from the voucher, right? Wow, Lucy was asking for support there. Yeah, I know, exactly.
You should see the support I get.
I get the opposite effect. Had early dates with my now wife where I would get ID'd and she wouldn't, says Jack. I give you loads of support.
I once got ID'd for candles.
You did?
No,
and you were about 30 at the time.
Was it matches? I bought candles and matches and got ID'd, so I got ID'd for one of them. I don't know if this is still true. At the time, you have to be 14 to buy one of those two. So I said, so you think I'm at least 13?
Yeah, with a wedding ring on.
Sure.
Liam's been attacked from all corners tonight. Wasn't expecting that from Luce. I'm used to it, mate. I'm secretly the amount of times on stream I give you 5 blinks as a pun, and none of you send help.
Yeah, no one's called yet.
No one sends help here. I just get bullied constantly by my wife and my kids, and now by fucking comments on YouTube as well, right? So, you are beautiful no matter what they say, says Matt. I don't know if he's just reading a lyric out at this point. Baby in a plug hole, I've still not been washed away. Brilliant. That's your nice little rhyme. Look, Facebook can really show the worst in people you wouldn't expect. This is what I was saying is part of my first initial rant for the night, right? I cannot get over how entitled people are to have their opinion heard over everybody else. And these people don't seem to realise that like I don't know how I express this correctly, but if you're one of these individuals who thinks my opinion, what I think should be heard over everybody else, take a step back and think, well, hang on a minute, why should mine be heard over everybody else? And then think and realise there are millions of other people who are thinking the exact same as you at that very point in time. And then Facebook becomes this cesspool as to who can shout the loudest on a keyboard, which then devolves into very petty, childish squabbling. And then what you see is you see groups of grown adults, and they're acting more childish than our experiences that we used to have on playgrounds at school, ultimately. And they devolve into childish name calling and stuff like that.
I got called a bus wanker last night.
Lucy got called a bus wanker last night, people. She was very upset about it.
I mean, I feel quite bad for her. She's clearly left the house without finished getting dressed.
Yeah.
So
that's because she's 15 years old trying to get pregnant.
She was bus wanker, walking, looking at her phone, and I was like, it would just be so delicious to headbutt her right now.
We're not a violent family.
But I'm in charge of a 9-year-old and I have to set the example. So we shall get on the bus and pretend it didn't happen.
But if we pull it back to online comments, this is the other thing that really irks me. And I think someone said it earlier in the comments as well. I was going to draw attention to it and I didn't. But a lot of the comments I've received, a lot of the nasty comments I've received on YouTube, of which I will be honest with you, there's not been a million. There's been an abundance this last week of shitty comments. Not nasty, just shitty comments. I've had some nasty ones. I've had some really nasty comments. I've had some comments that have come from videos where I've instantly banned the individual, okay, because they're just nasty comments, right? And what I want to say, where I want to go with this, I'm a 6'2", big, hairy, tattooed, fucking bearded dickhead, right? I feel like they're not going to say that if they stood here, ever.
The bus wanker thing.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't spend money on frivolous things. I only have cheap hobbies like Warhammer, judo and my car. To prove that, here's a super chat. Great.
In Australian dollars as well, so that's worth a lot of money, right? Thank you very much, Dominion, you're a hero. But yeah, those people, like, they're not going to stand in front of me ever and say the things they say behind their keyboard.
Yeah.
And I try and live by a rule that I would never put anything in a text, WhatsApp, YouTube comment or anything on Facebook that I wouldn't happily say in front of the individual.
Well, this is it. Private conversations are private conversations. Everybody says things that they would never say out and about because it's a private conversation in a room where there are no cameras, there's no microphones. It's maybe a cup of tea and you're getting something off your chest. That doesn't make you a bad person. When people say, no, I would never chat about somebody behind their back, we all fucking do it because we're human. And we have things that grate on each other, but because you love and respect that person, you won't say it to their face. You still feel these things, and you're still going to say it to your nearest and dearest because you are human. You need to get it off your chest. But it's when there's no consequence at all. Even if somebody does say it to your face, we're in a society now where it is, don't feed the trolls, don't react, don't do this, don't do that. Well, why are we all correcting my behaviour, not actually correcting the behaviour of the person who's...
Don't feed the trolls is an interesting... and I get what people have said on... So to be clear, people that have super chat earlier, like people like Mandy said things like, don't give them the airtime on your show. You know what? I actually probably don't think you're wrong because they will sit behind their little gremlin greasy fucking keyboard in their mum's basement and continue to tap away because there is no repercussions apart from their name gets read out on a stream, right? So I don't disagree with what you're saying, but the don't feed the trolls thing is a very different attitude to say 50 years ago, where if someone gobbed off in front of your face, you just chin them. Yeah. You just flatten the fucker.
Yeah.
I dread to think how many fucking fights I was involved in at school. Unbelievable, because of name calling. Because someone would call your mum something at school, because that was the funny thing to do at the time, and so you just end up in a fight.
So this is it. I think back to when me and you were at school, and I honestly can't pinpoint when I think it happened that the kids have got the power now. I don't think I can actually pinpoint what was it technology, was it just time, was it a generational thing? When did that actually happen?
Kelsey, there's a couple of interesting comments here as well. So Adam L says, I have a theory on this. An older person internet bounce going to be different when everyone has grown up with it, but we are in the unstable period at the moment. That is an interesting theory. Kelsey then says something super interesting. Imagine how different social media would be if you had to use your real name and photo, like Facebook kind of thing, on every platform. No anonymity to hide behind.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
You have to use a recent photo. I mean, I don't know how they would police it, but a recent photo and your actual name. That would be super interesting, actually. War Master says, I've stood next to you and said things, and I'm basically a hobbit. Yeah, but you're a lovely hobbit, and I would happily cuddle you, right? Dimitri says, fuck, man, kick a currency when it's down. Sorry, man, I had to. Our currency isn't doing much better, mate. Don't worry about it. It's getting where younger have no filter, though, because of it. I gripped a lad in Tesco, and I mean gripped because of him laughing and mocking my disabled girl, who was about 20. I am impressed that you simply just gripped him, because I think I would have fucking throttled him, Carl. So fair play. The problem is mental health has been impacted so much with the advancement of new technology and the speed and the anonymity of screen name. 100% AB. Mental health has taken a battering because of technology. Absolutely.
I think physically we've evolved as much as we're going to evolve. We're probably going to devolve physically, like hunched over, or our thumbs might change because of texting. But I think the speed that technology is going at now is changing our brains. And so mental health, our brains can't keep up. It's too much, and there's too much changing at once at the speed of light, and we can't keep up.
Yeah. See, cool Toonami says, Liam reading out a troll's name equals hit a dopamine for them. Don't do it. No, and I won't. And the thing is as well, is I don't, like, I've had people in the past say to me, well, if you do it, what you can do is you can get everyone to fuck it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to, come on my gang, go and bully someone else. If I'm going to send people somewhere, it's for positive, not for negative. So we've done this before with Great Hall Raids, right? We've gone on to other streams and other games, other YouTubers, etc. And we've comment bombed and subscribed and all that kind of stuff. If I'm going to send my army of individuals that we have here, if I'm going to send my Great Hall warriors off to do things, it's going to be positively impacting the community. So you're right. And I'm never going to go, hey, check out such and such a person, and everyone should be super nasty to them because they're an arsehole, because that just makes me as bad as them. So I don't have any intent to ever say, hey, here's this person, let's go and cancel. That's another thing that fucking grips me with the internet, cancel culture, right? There's a whole separate rant on that one. So I'm not gonna say to everyone, let's go and cancel such and such for being mean, because that makes me no better than the person who made the comment in the first place. Ultimately, it's just essentially internet bullying, which we don't need to do. And there's no requirement for it. There's no need for it. But it does irk me that the good old days, and now, Mandy, I am sounding like I'm fucking 45 years old, but the good old days, someone said that to you down the pub and you had a pint in your hand, you'd probably just smash the fucking glass over the head and be done with it. I wouldn't, by the way. I wouldn't just punch. Yeah. I used to stream with my face and real name, and that got bad enough to make me stop when people started making deep fakes, so using real name pics isn't the best idea. I get the intent though.
What's a deep
fake? Yeah, I was about to ask that same thing, Mandy. What's a deep fake? I don't know what that is. Call me naive. And compared to Luce, I'm not naive, but compared to the rest of the world of the internet, I had to go and Google shill for fuck's sake, so I'm quite naive, right? So yeah. Anyway, Matthew, ending up in a fight taught a lesson at least. Wow. There's a few times where I got chinned as well, that happened. There's a few times I was in scraps on the rugby pitch, and I ended up with, it was one occasion, I got headbutted so hard, my front tooth was hanging out. So, doesn't just because I'm a big ugly cunt doesn't mean that I always won, to be fair.
I don't actually remember getting into that many fights as a kid.
There's so many fights.
I was where I lived was a crescent, so all the kids kind of moved around together, and we all just sort of were a gaggle of kids playing British Bulldog or sardines or tag rugby or whatever. I got in one fight, but that was in my entire time living on that street, that one fight. That's it.
We used to... So I grew up in essentially a village on the edge of the forest.
Yeah.
It was in a community where every family knew each other. There were scraps that went on all the time. The most impressive thing about that, though, was people didn't typically hold that grudge for long. This is another thing that is negative with the internet. You have your punch up, the dust settles, and typically, stress is relieved. We've done our thing. With the internet, you don't get any of that relief. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The aggression that builds up, the anger, the annoyance that builds up in you because of someone's commenting or what people are saying, the only way you can fucking give it back is in, and that isn't a relief. That isn't how you express your anger or whatever. There's nothing to take it out on digitally because it's all fake, right? It's not real.
I Oh, it's got a Silver Crow deep fake. They CGI your face on someone else's body normally.
Yeah, Mandy says that's when someone takes pics and videos of you and put your face on other people's bodies. So in my case, porn videos with my face and other girls' bodies. That's fucking horrendous. I'm sorry you experienced that, Mandy. That does not sound nice at all.
My God, that could probably imagine if your boss saw that, or like your dad saw it, and you're there going blue in the face saying that's not me, that's my face, but it's not me.
Yeah. Matt Baker says cancel culture is a bit of an illusion. As Liam said before, it used to be when you popped off at the mouth you got punched. Now it gets you likes. Yeah, 100% it does, yeah. Don't research into deep fakes. It will give you nightmares, says Boris. I don't think I will now, to be fair. British Bulldog was so much fun. And some of those poor lads took a beat. I loved British Bulldog. Fucking great game. I actively avoid fights as a big guy. Just don't like confrontation. So this is Wee Man. I think that's part of the reason why I used to have so many fucking scraps as a kid as well. Because I was freakishly tall as a child. I was so freakishly tall, in fact, that the doctor called my mother in and asked her if they would like go on the route of hormone treatment to slow my growth down. Thankfully, she said no. So, especially as a young lad, especially in the army as a young lad, the amount of times I would be the one that gets picked on in the pub. Because I was the fucking big lad. And everyone's like, pick on the big lad. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's a reason why it's the reason why my mother in my younger years put me in martial arts. Judo, in fact, if he's still in the chat. That was what I did as a kid. Because self-defense was important back then. I need to do a member update, don't I? I have to go to 309.
D. Bolock says, Luce, after your one fight, did you get sent to live with your aunt and uncle in Bel Air? No. No, I think my brother ran over to see if I was okay. And when he had to step over the lad who was trying to punch me to get to me, he was like, oh, wait. Right. No, you're fine.
Do you want to, you can't really sit here. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
No, I'm not saying.
You keep talking.
No. Why?
Loose cam. Because normally we'd be finishing in 10 minutes, but there's a good conversation right now. So we might
hold it in.
Well, we might hang on for a bit longer.
Hold it in.
Use bathroom
hold
people.
Hold it in.
Loose will talk to you.
You made me holding a baby for a whole car ride to the hospital. You can hold this in.
That's because it was a nice car.
You can hold it in.
I'm just going to use it because we might go past 11 at this rate. It's a good conversation. I'm enjoying this. Talk to them. Talk to the people. Talk to the people.
Right. Okay, people. I will start from, because I always look at Liam, so I miss most of this chat. Deepfakes are really scary when you think of military applications. I don't want that. God, yeah. Yeah, if you join the police force, I think they background check you as well. Is there a way? Surely these CGIs on bodies aren't that good though, so surely you can see the facial expression doesn't quite fit the body language. If my boss saw it and said, I'd say he owed me a £5. Captain Mannerings, a lot of street fighting changed. Used to be a time when you wouldn't hit someone when they were down. Now it's a lot more vicious. Yeah, I saw something on, I think it was on Facebook actually, on a Reels thing. And it looked, the animation reminded me of a game. I can't remember which one, but it was horrible. It was pretty much showing what's happened. And it was someone in a fight and then everyone around videoing it. And then there was someone on top of a building threatening to jump and everybody videoing it. It was this little reel I saw on Facebook. I was going to show you it, but I think I got waylaid, as per.
In future, if you could not sit there completely naked,
I'm not completely.
And you can come on the camera.
I'm not completely naked.
Depends who makes it. On videos, you can see errors, but on static images, it's really hard to tell.
Really?
The deepfake Luke Skywalker recently on a Book of Boba Fett was excellent. That sounds awful. Tell us the holding in the baby story, says Laura.
Holding the baby?
Holding in the baby.
Holding in. Right, okay, so Ben was 10 days late and I was doing everything because they
That
were
wasn't the holding
me.
in one. It was James that was the holding in one.
No, because James was an induction.
Then it was both of them in that case.
No, I went into hospital with James, not like there was no baby happening.
No, you're right, yeah.
They forced him out.
You are correct. I'm sorry.
But Ben, he was 10 days late and I was doing everything to get this baby started because they were threatening me with induction again.
I had the 3 Series Beamer, that's why.
Yeah, that was horrible. Bucket seats when you're in labour and every little touch on the acceleration, I swear that baby went back up 2 more inches. That was horrible. Fucking hated that. I'd rather walk to hospital.
It was the Beamer, wasn't it? It was the blue Beamer that we bought him home in.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, that was horrible.
Bloody hell, he didn't wash his hands there. He didn't wash your hands, Dave. Just spit on him. COVID lockdowns had a huge impact on children's social development. Your 9s acting like year 7s for a long time. Ours has been, what's been interesting, Dominion, is ours has been the reverse. All right, our eldest, is 9, and when he left school because of COVID, socially and developmentally was probably behind where he needed to be, and so we've continued to home educate him since COVID. We've kept him at home. And now he's definitely well above where he should be in a multitude of ways. It's just like he holds, when he goes to his Age of Sigmar club on a Thursday, he holds the room with 13, 14, 15-year-olds most evenings, doesn't he? That's what you've told me anyway.
Yeah, it's really weird because when you put him in a room of 9-year-olds, you can very clearly see that he's around adults a lot and he's interested in adult stuff. When you put him in a room of 13, 14-year-olds, then he's the 9-year-old.
Yeah. Someone said, I think it was Wrath of Constantine earlier, what you drinking? We are drinking Aspel's premium draft cider tonight because I didn't buy any new... I wanted to buy some more Vikings Blood Mead, but it's fucking £30 a bottle. And I get through these mugs, I get through half a bottle in a stream, which means it's 2 bottles a month, which is 60 quid a month just to fucking buy mead.
I'm sorry, are you not living on planet Earth? We're in a crisis at the moment.
Well, exactly. That's why I'm trying not to spend £60 a month on mead, to be fair, Luce. That's the point. Yeah. I'm trying not to do that right now. Walter Garvey, did you turn on gifted memberships, by the way? I
don't know what you're saying to me.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to fucking him. It's not all about you, woman.
Good, okay. I thought if you're going on about me about the gifted membership
Christ. Again. Walter turned on gifted memberships, I think, and he's still not got one yet, right? Public education is... the only time a YouTuber reviewing something bothered me is when Goobertown Hobbies made a video complaining he didn't get free stuff early enough. Oh, really? Did he do that?
Is that early enough to make content, though?
Eh?
Is that early enough to make content? Like,
I
Games
don't
Workshop
know.
a couple of times sent you a book that was just impossible to try and do anything with.
Yeah, so we've had content in the past, which is very, very difficult to make content on because of how late we've got it. But I won't make content going, they're a bunch of arseholes, they didn't give me early enough. I'm just grateful I've got it for free, for fuck's sake. But having said that, what I will say, chat, categorically, when we talk about YouTube, when we talk about 40k, I have made the conscious decision over the course of the last probably 6 months, I reckon, where I basically don't watch YouTube content anymore for 40k. I will try and drop in on every single Titan stream that's live at a reasonable UK-based time, and often I will gift them some memberships or super chat for them, simply because a lot of our membership gifters and a lot of our super chatters are people that have come across from Titans, and I strongly believe in paying good deeds forward. And I think that if everyone in the globe, everyone across the world was always trying each day to pay a good deed forward and do a good deed a day, the world would just be a nicer, more pleasant place. So I often pay the good deed forward. Do Titans need me to gift them 5 memberships? Almost definitely not. Am I going to continuously do it? Yes, I absolutely will, because I'm paying that good deed forward, and we have a ton of people that have come and found us from Tabletop Titans who do things like gift memberships. It's very important to me. Sometimes I'll drop in for half an hour on a Vanguard Tactics stream on a Wednesday. Sometimes I'll drop in on a Valrak stream for 20 minutes. But what I don't actually do is tune into a whole stream or watch any pre-recorded 40k stuff at all now, really. I'll only drop in on streams because it's super nice to say hello to the creator and a big wave and be like, I hope you guys are doing well. But when it comes to people like, we can talk about people like Goobertown doing videos like that, I am so detached from what all these other content creators are doing, because if I spent my free time watching YouTube content, it would then, that for 40k then just be my whole life, and you need a break from things. So my hobby has become my job. I'm not complaining, I'm very privileged in that regard, but I need something separate from it. So I will often now, I'll sit here, tomorrow I intend to do some more painting. I'm currently working on Banshees, right? So tomorrow I'll do some more painting, and I will probably sit here with a series on something like Disney, because I'm painting 40k for my job, and I've done I've done the stream this evening, and if I'm then watching it just becomes an over. And I'm very conscious of burnout, which is a problem for a lot of people in this industry because YouTube is so unforgiving revenue-wise that burnout's a real problem because you're pushing. And if I burn out, my content's going to become worse because I won't love it. Because my content becomes worse, we then probably do worse. Then I'm going to push harder and burnout gets worse. And you can see how that negative spiral starts, right? It becomes a problem. So, well, you got your gifted membership, mate. Look at you. Boom. Thank you so much, Jacob Ward, for gifting 5 memberships, you fucking hero. Puts us up to 32, just so you guys know. I know you like to know the totals, right? Heroes, all of you. I need to come in here now.
Can confirm, came from Titans. Thank you for building a community based on integrity and honesty.
I just think, thank you, Daveman, thank you so much for that super chat and those kinds of words. I'm glad that that's the way it comes across. I think Titans stand for a lot of the same values that we do, which is partly why we get on so well. The bromance there is real because they're also based on integrity and honesty. I think they just want to entertain people. They really enjoy what they're doing. They have a real passion for it. So I think that's why we get on so well. But integrity and honesty, again, it's another one of those things, right? We've spent a lot of time tonight. Lucy and I spent a lot of time tonight talking about ads and YouTube ads and Facebook ads and stuff like that. Imagine if the world was just built on integrity and honesty.
Well,
how much nicer would it be then?
Despite all the horrible things of the internet, it does actually still do more good than harm. I think marginally now. So think of all like the charities that get platforms because they have a reach, or think of long lost family members that find each other.
Oh, yes, I completely agree. We often, it's human nature to focus on the negatives.
Yeah,
I've done it tonight with tonight's stream. I focus on of all the comments I've had over the last week, and there's been a lot of them, thankfully. And if we then include chat messages, been fucking thousands of them, and I focused on like 4 shitty comments out of all of them. Our natural disposition is to focus on negative, and bad news travels faster, etc. You are right. On the whole, the internet does more good than bad, without a shadow of a doubt. It just does. Right? If it was Liam, we wouldn't have politics. I think I'm going to run for Prime Minister. I mean, the way it's been going...
Don't. We deserve someone to sit in that seat for more than 7 weeks. We deserve it.
You know what? The way it's been going in this country lately, I feel like anyone could be a fucking Prime Minister anyway. So, you know, on a different note, I'll still be coming to the Great Hall Gathering, says Asbo, but I'll just be coming up for a few hours. It would be nice to meet everyone, and a small chance I might have a 7-year-old in tow. You bring your 7-year-old, it'll be fine. Honestly, you'll be more than welcome. You know I own a gym and run a personal training company. I used to watch loads of fitness content. Now it's not educational. I don't watch it. When everyone in the gym asks, I just shrug. Yeah, it's just nice to have that little bit of separation, right, and break it out. Stephen says, why am I green now? Because you're a member. If you're green, that's because you've become a member. And if you hit ! Discord like Carl has done for you, you get to come and join us in the Great Hall, which is full of legends and beautiful, pretty people. And then you can come and hang out with us. And there's voice chats and there's hangouts and there's lots of conversation. There's some negatives about it as well. There is Starius. But on the whole, David knows I love him. On the whole, it's just full of amazing people. Right, amazing people. If you have been gifted a membership, you are gifted it at Scald tier.
Less than 1 month until this beautiful community gets together again. Can't wait.
Adrian's coming as well.
Blast for sure.
Adrian's coming from Europe as well.
Is he bringing the babies?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
Right? So if you've been gifted a membership at Scald tier, not only will you get access to the Great Hall Discord server, which is something that I am actually, and I'll say this, right? That's something I'm very fucking proud of, the Great Hall Discord server. It's just a very, very nice, welcoming, genuine place to be. The mods work hard to make sure it stays nice, genuine, and welcoming as well. It's brilliant. But what you also get at Scald tier is you get access to all of our members-only content. So Walter, you can now go back and watch all of the previous members-only videos, live streams if you should choose to. I will warn you, their live streams are not always the best as a video on demand, but they're there for you to watch. And going forward, every Tuesday at 7:30, we do a members-only live stream game of 40k, and you better watch it now as a member. And if you love it, like I said before, if you love it, after a month, your membership will expire because it's been gifted to you. What you might choose to do is just pay your own $4.99 and keep hold of that membership. I'm very proud of them. So I think it's 100% worth the money. If I was, this now is going to make me sound like I'm being deceptive, but I'll say this honestly. Back in the day, when I used to play a lot of 40k, typically we were paying, if you remember rightly, we would put the battle board on our double bed.
Yeah.
And we'd be playing in the evenings, and Lucy would get super pissy with us because she couldn't go to bed.
After a 13-hour care shift.
Because it's a battle board. And I play with 2 or 3 people. I really genuinely wish I had access to something like the Great Hall. I wish I had access to something like this kind of community to talk to regularly. And so one of the reasons why we built it is we built something that I wish I had when I played lots of 40k before I was doing this like I'm doing right now, right? So I think it's totally worth it, genuinely. If you're not a member already or you haven't been lucky enough to be gifted a membership, give it a try for 1 month. I think it's totally worth it. Those of you that are in chat that are already members, tell us if it's worth it. There you go. Bridger should run for president. I would scream 7 every day. Bridger president, me prime minister. That'll work. I think that works, right? Absolutely, I think that works. That's a dream team. I would vote for you if I lived in the UK. Yeah, you would. Vex says hashtag Liam for PM. Still slightly sad I can't do the Great Hall Gathering. Want to do it? Wee man, that makes me sad too. I would have loved for you to have been there, but there'll be others. It's not the only one. To be clear, it's not the only one. There will be others. So much shilling says wee man. Cass has said drop bombs in. Have I missed it much? You've missed all of it pretty much, Cass, but we love you dearly anyway. Don't worry about it, mate. You can catch up if you want. So I got my first 2 for free, says Manny, then upgraded to Jarl. That's because you're a hero. If we don't, the Jarl only giveaway is currently active, by the way. If you are a Jarl, and if you're a Skald, you can upgrade to Jarl for £4.
They will come in about 2 years. This time only me.
Thank that. I mean, in a couple of years that's still travelling with like 3-year-olds, right? That's going to be horrific. Because I guess there's a plane involved.
Well
fine.
done, Mr. Dempsey.
Thank you, Guinness Book of Rants. I haven't banned you yet, but so yeah, if you are a Skald and you're enjoying it, what you can also do is you can upgrade to Jarl tier. Now, conscious it will cost you more money to do this. So, and you don't need to. You don't get loads. You get 1 extra thread in Discord, and you also get access to a monthly giveaway. You get it for just being a Jarl. You click a button in Discord when the giveaway goes live, which is free. I say it's free. It's not free. You have to be a Jarl to get access to it, but you don't have to pay any more to get involved in the giveaway. And then at the end of the 14-day giveaway period, it randomly selects a winner. That winner wins a combat patrol box of their choice. If you're in the UK or Europe, it'll be shipped out by Element Games to you. If you're anywhere else in the world, I will then go onto your specific website for Games Workshop, whether you're in Australia or New Zealand or Canada, for example. I will find out how much a combat patrol box costs in your currency, and I will then gift card you that exact amount in that currency. Okay? And that way, you're not like... Because obviously, a combat patrol box in the UK is like £80. In Australia, it's about $700. So I'm not going to make you have £80 worth when it costs you more for the combat patrol box. If you choose to use that discount, that gift card or something else, I don't actually really care that much. That's fine. But it's just something extra nice to do for you people who are Jarls. It's just, I just like doing extra things. If you want to become a Thane, now that's for big dick people, by the way. Only super important people become Thanes. Massive members of Thanes, right? You get access to only Thanes. It's a WhatsApp chat, and I might sometimes post pictures of my feet. No, but there's no feet pictures, but there is a WhatsApp chat, right? So you can come and hang out on WhatsApp with me. So you get to come and hang out and talk directly via WhatsApp. I'm actually probably more responsive on WhatsApp than I am anywhere else, and the Thanes that are in chat will probably allude to that. If you're an Acer, which is a massive member, then you will get access to all of those things we just said. Obviously, every level you get access to everything previously. And if you're an Acer, not only do you get access to all those things previously, but if you want one, every time we put an event together, you get a free ticket to that event as well, right? And we have got Acers and we have got Thanes, and I am always constantly worried about the fact that I am not giving those people enough things for their membership level, because I just cannot believe people would choose to become a member at that level, even for 1 month, let alone some of those people in there who had members at that level for forever, for constantly. It's amazing, right? It's incredible. I don't understand. I'm not gonna knock it, but it's madness. Guinness Book of Rants says this is the 5th account. Yeah, I've been banning all the stupid accounts that have been popping up lately. Just so. Have Titans put his sticker up for his? I don't think they have, Steve. I think they're leaving it off on purpose now as a meme, right? I think that's probably what's going on. Like you have to send a member pack to confirm, says Carl of Hodgie. Well, I mean, we should put together members pack. That's a great idea. We have the "you're isolated cunts" tax on most things. You do, yes.
Evening, both. Hope you're well.
We are, Andy. Thank you so much. What a lovely hero. How many things are there now? I would not like to disclose. It's a nice WhatsApp chat, actually. It's a really nice WhatsApp chat. I'm super happy with it. Representing the deployment zone with Winters and Liam and Joe here in... Hang on, how do you say that? Hokkaido?
Hokkaido, I think.
Hokkaido, Japan? Fucking hell. Welcome, Jim. It would be a hair sweaty... Oh, yeah, obviously, if you're an acer, he won't do it at the moment, despite the fact that it's part of his job. Joe will give you a reach around. A new job is hard to make streams, but what up, chat? Liam is a shill. Thanks, Siege Roots. Welcome, dude. Love you. I don't think anyone would pay £1 to be my mate, says Carl of Hodgie. I would. I'd do that. Love them sweaty feet, actually, says Cass. Siege Roots. Liam, your name is in the end screen finally. Is it? Oh, is it? Oh, I thought they were keeping it off on purpose now. Congrats on the new job as well. Like Colonel says, actually, below. Congrats on the new job. Well done. Acer get their own VIP seating area at Great Hall Gathering. Liam got massage and Joe lap dance. I think we could probably get Joe to do lap dances, don't you reckon?
If he practices.
But yeah, Acers do in fact get themselves a free ticket to an event if they want it as well. I have also categorically gone to Thanes and Acers on a number of occasions and said, what more can I do for you beautiful people to make it worth your particular membership tier? And every single time they've come back to me and said, no, don't do any more. It's fine. We pay this because we want to support you at this level, which is just lovely. It's so humbling. So incredibly humbling. Right, anyway. Thank you so much to everybody who super chatted, donated, and gifted memberships tonight. You guys are all incredible. Thank you so much. Super chats, obviously, 10% of all the revenue is going to go to Royal British Legion for the month of November, which is a charity here in the UK who supports veterans, because November is obviously from Remembrance Sunday that occurs this month as well. However, it is also 11:15. I think we've had a good chat tonight, actually. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's been an interesting topic. And it is kind of relevant to, not to the 40k specifically, but it is relevant to the channel in general, right? I don't think any of you people out there at all are the sort of people that have got my back up a little bit this week. And I try on the whole and be a very positive, laughy, kind of easygoing person. But sometimes, I feel like just being positive all the time has its own burden. And sometimes I need to let the pressure relief valve go and just be like, right, you pack of fucking arseholes. This has pissed me off. And the shill comment, the individual himself, I don't blame the guy. I can get, because he did respond and he was perfectly honest about where he got the information from, or where he kind of got he got influenced by another channel. So fair play to him. I asked him, like, where did that come from? And he gave me a full reply, and I can't, I respect him for it completely. But after that, and then the number of 3, 4, 5 other shitty comments tonight, not tonight, sorry, but this week in general, and I deleted almost all of them this morning, because I was like, I'm just not going to leave them up. It's annoying me. I'm not going to leave them up. I just felt like I needed to talk about it a little bit. I'm not asking you guys to come to my defense. I'm not asking that every time someone puts a shitty comment up, you'll jump on them. I don't want that to happen. Sometimes I just need to vent a little bit. I think it's perfectly normal. It's human nature. Often I do vent in the OnlyThings. I'll screenshot and get pissy. And I have to say to people in the OnlyThings, like, I'm not asking you to go and comment bomb this individual, make him feel this big. I really don't want you to do that, because it makes me look terrible, like I'm some kind of cyberbully ringleader. So I don't want that. But sometimes I do need to vent. And you are my beautiful people, my congregation who I vent to, and I'm actually very grateful for it. Big shout out Dave, man, who's upgraded his membership. You're a hero. Anyway, that is an hour and 45 minutes, but we all know why you're really here. And it's not for me, and it's not for my vent, and it's not for my moan, it's not for my whinge, it's for this.
Pogonophobia is a fear of beards.
What was that word?
Pogonophobia.
Pogonophobia.
Uh-huh. Pogonophobia? Pogonophobia?
Pogonophobia?
Pogonophobia?
Pogonophobia. I've never... A fear of beards?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It
I mean,
is.
I guess there's a fear of everything, strictly.
Yeah.
Pogonophobia.
Pogonophobia.
I don't... That doesn't... Like, arachnophobia is a phobia of arachnoids. It makes sense, right?
Oh, I used to call them arachnids.
Right, okay, yeah, same sort of thing, but... I don't know... A bird... I'm sure a beard's ever been called a pogon.
Or is it a pogono?
Herm says false. Pogonophobia is a word. It says it doesn't sound like a word. Hoop dog, great name. Welcome to the channel. That tier will get you access to Discord. Come and join us in Discord. If you want the content, you need to scale up one more tier, you legend. But that will get you access to Discord, and Discord is definitely worth the £2. Thank you so much for joining us. Pogonophobia sounds like the irrational fear of hobnobs to me, says Sagari Guard. No such thing, Warhammer Widow. False. I have a fear of female beards, says Asbo. Amazing. Fear of pogs, the old metal disc, still haunted by them. Amazing. Lise, you can ask for help. Just blink 5 times.
That was 4.
What was that? She did sound angry. Pogonophobia, yeah, still a word. Is it? Pogonophobia. Okay. Is an extreme fear of beards, lol. Well, learn something new today, says Mandy. Exactly. We're educational at the same time.
Is it pogonophobia or pogonophobia? Or pognophobia?
Bex says Darius is pogonophobic. Yeah, probably. If you ever get rid of that beard, can I have it? No. You don't, like, Steve, I don't know, you've obviously not been here for old content. You do not want me to get rid of this beard. I look horrific without it. Honestly, I look like a combination of Beaker from the Muppets and Officer Doofy. It's not... You don't want to see it. It's horrific. Right?
That's why he doesn't hoover.
Why? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. All right. Dave says he's got stereophobia. Yeah, right. Anyway, cheers. This drink is nearly empty. And so I appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight on this beautiful Friday evening. Tomorrow, I shall probably be mostly sat here painting Eldar. Possibly. It depends how I feel when I get up in the morning. Otherwise, I might have half a day off. Tomorrow evening, there is no stream because Saturday evenings is the night where literally the one night a week where Luce and I get to sit down together, and that's all we get. Most people get like every night a week to sit down together. It's the only night we get to sit down together. So that'll be tomorrow evening. And then Sunday, we'll be back with not the 40k show, the Sunday show. The originally named The Sunday Show. So we'll be here on Sunday. But you have a topic for the Sunday show at the moment, currently. Not sure what we're going to talk about. If you want to potentially influence the Sunday show, head on over to Discord, and in the topic suggestions thread with a little light bulb on it, just chuck some ideas in there. I make no promises. I might not use none of them. If they're all terrible suggestions, I won't use any of them. However, if you jump in there and give us a suggestion, we will potentially use one of those as a topic for Sunday's show. I like the fact that you guys can give us ideas for shows and we'll talk about it, and then you've sort of had an input as to what we're talking about in the topics of the night. So you're all amazing people. Anything you want to add, Luce, before we say goodnight to these beautiful folks?
I do today.
Oh.
I
Okay.
would like to wish everybody here a very happy Mickey Mouse Day. Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are 94 years old today. Done.
I felt like that should have been the fact. I felt that's better than pogonophobia.
Okay, Steamboat Willie aired today, 18th of November in 1928.
It is in fact a fact. There you go. That's an actual fact.
Yeah, and we watched it today, and I'm a little bit disturbed.
Luce has also put the exclamation mark GHG in the chat loads of times. Great Hall Gathering, 17th of December. Come and hang out with us, you beautiful, beautiful humans. It's £30 a ticket. You get lunch, you get dinner, you get raffle tickets, you get all sorts. You're all amazing. Amazing. So, oh, there you go. Look at that for a super chat. You learn something every day.
Pagan equals old Greek word for beard.
Look at
Oh,
that.
how did she just say it?
Pogon. She said Pogon equals.
Pogon.
Stephen says, yeah, another fact. Disney shill. Fuck you, Cetrus. You're all beautiful people. I love you very, very dearly. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.